There are so many games coming out in September 2026. Some would probably say there's too many games coming out in September, all because these companies are trying to avoid the inevitable release of Grand Theft Auto 6, which will definitely be dominating the conversation whenever it releases. With that being the case though, I also think this has the potential to be one of the best months in gaming, especially with how many promising titles we have to look forward to coming right around the corner. Here are all of the biggest games releasing in September. Kicking off the month, we've got Crimson Moon releasing on September 1st. This is one of those games that every time it pops up at a showcase, I find myself really intrigued by the gameplay that's being shown off. So definitely going to have to check that one out whenever it drops. On September 3rd, we've got 4 games releasing, with the first one being Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game, finally making its debut on Xbox platforms. For sports fans, we've got NBA 2K27 releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. We've also got Orbitals releasing on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm super excited about this one personally. I've been craving an excellent co-op experience ever since I beat Split Fiction, and this looks like it's gonna definitely scratch that itch. And rounding out the games for September 3rd, we've got The Blood of Dawn Walker releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. This is another title that looks really promising. It definitely looks ambitious. I'm curious to see if the developers are able to pull off everything they're setting out to do here, but it's one I'm super excited to get my hands on. On September 4th, we've got Onimusha: Way of the Sword, and after the legendary run Capcom has had this year so far, I'll definitely be picking this one up just based off of the merits of everything they've released in 2026 so far. Not to mention, this game just looks really cool. I haven't ever played any of the previous Onimusha games, so definitely excited to see what this is all about. On September 8th, we've got Halloween releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. This is a new asymmetrical multiplayer game based on John Carpenter's Halloween, and this will be from the studio IllFonic, who brought us Friday the 13th. I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for these asymmetrical multiplayer games, and while IllFonic has kind of been hit or miss for me, I really enjoyed Friday the 13th and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I was sadly underwhelmed by Predator Hunting Grounds, but I'm really excited to jump into this one and see where it falls on that spectrum. Everything we've seen on this game so far kind of looks like more of what we would expect from these developers, but at the same time, that's not a bad thing. I know exactly what I'm getting going into this, and I just hope it can deliver on the fun factor. On September 10th, we've got Hot Wheels Infinite Rush releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. The last couple of Hot Wheels racing games actually looked like a lot of fun. I always told myself I would get around to checking them out, but I haven't been able to just yet, so I'm hoping Infinite Rush I could check out sooner than later. On September 11th, we've got NHL 27 releasing on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles for you hockey fans out there. On September 15th, we've got 2 games releasing, with the first one being Marvel's Wolverine, easily one of my most anticipated games of the year. I love the games Insomniac has been putting out this console generation. They've definitely been carrying the PlayStation 5 console for a lot of its life cycle, and I feel like they'll absolutely be able to deliver with Wolverine. Not to mention, as much as I love the Spider-Man games, Wolverine is my favorite Marvel character, and I'm really excited to see what creative spin Insomniac puts on the character and his story. And after that, we've got RuneScape Dragon Wilds releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. On September 17th, we'll be getting Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave on the Nintendo Switch 2, so Fire Emblem fans got that to look forward to. And just one day later, we'll be getting the Switch 2 version for LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. On September 22nd, Dune Awakening will be releasing on Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5. While I'm not the biggest fan of MMOs, I gotta be honest, every time I see this game, it totally piques my interest. I love the Dune films, and the idea of getting to step foot into Arrakis seems like an absolute blast. On September 24th, we've got 2 big titles releasing, with the first one being Control Resonant, and I'll be honest, after Alan Wake 2, I'll play anything Remedy puts out. This looks like a Game of the Year contender, and I can't wait to see what they've put together with their upcoming masterpiece. But on that same day, we've also got Silent Hill Townfall, and every time I see this game, I am just stoked to get my hands on it. I've really been enjoying this revival of the Silent Hill franchise. I've enjoyed Silent Hill 2 Remake. I even enjoyed Silent Hill F and Silent Hill Homecoming. With Townfall being a first-person horror game, it looks like it's just going to ramp up those horror elements even more and make this feel like a truly terrifying experience, and I'm all for it. And rounding out our lineup this month, we've got Minecraft Dungeons 2 releasing on September 29th. I was pleasantly surprised by the first Minecraft Dungeons. It's definitely a Diablo clone made for a younger audience, but that core gameplay loop is a lot of fun, and I do think there is some enjoyment to be had there. So if I've got the time for it later this month, I'll definitely be playing it, especially if it drops on Game Pass. And those are the biggest games releasing in September 2026. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what game are you looking forward to checking out this month? Or what game is it on this list that you're personally super hyped for? I'd love to know.